Artificial intelligence company Anthropic has suspended access to its most advanced AI models yet, after the government issued a warning over national security concerns. One of the models, Fable 5, was just released earlier this week with safeguards due to concerns it could be misused. Here to explain the threat is Ian Marlow, founder and CEO of cybersecurity firm FiTech Consultants. Ian, thanks for your time today.
My pleasure.
So first, can you explain how advanced this Claude Fable 5 is?
Well, it's advanced enough that in many cases, it's been internally proven that they're able to utilize certain prompts within this new version of AI that could cause severe cybersecurity threats or network breaches. So they're having to start to put safeguards around that because of those announcements and tests. And what are those safeguards like? It basically sends people to prior versions of the application that do not have those capabilities if people attempt to do things like that.
And Ian, for those who aren't familiar with what we're talking about, is this exactly like a ChatGPT type software?
No, significantly more advanced in this particular format. It had been discussed prior in the year, that there would be capabilities as, these are AIs that independently start to generate code or just, computer language that'll begin to look for various vulnerabilities. These are the biggest parts of the concern because in this new model, it has a significant capability that's geometrically significantly farther than what the prior version that was released last year was.
Ian, we have been hearing alarms being sounded about the dangers of AI. What are we talking about here? Because Anthropic said this week that they released this version with safeguards out of fears that bioweapons could be developed using this software.
Well, correct. Obviously, this is not something that, as far as, independent programmers are actively testing because outside of Anthropic, they don't have access to that. However, what I can tell you is that there are significant messages that are all over message boards that are noting for programmers trying to create different products within the new version that is out now that is then forcibly sending them back after prompts into the prior version. So what that's telling you is that people are trying to do things that are even outside those rails and they're being forced back. If the safeguards being placed today that they've released are that impactful, then it is something that we should be worried about.
Right, to the average user hearing this, it's really scary to think about this technology getting into the wrong hands. Ian, there has been a lot of criticism about the lack of guardrails on this technology and on the AI industry as a whole. Can you dig a little deeper and tell us more about these safeguards? And in your opinion, are they enough to protect us?
So, safeguards come in two forms. One is within the technology itself, which is what we've seen this week. And the second, which is more of the things that are being called upon, is policy. Now, technology itself, if we really think about, I explain to people that this technology and all technologies are based upon a single word, and that word is adoption. If you look at things from the telephone, it took many decades for that to go through adoption. People forget that the smartphone really came out in only 2008 and was significantly adopted in just a few years. These products are being adopted in months. Policy generally follows nearly a decade after the introduction of a new policy, of a new product. So now, because the adoption rate is so quick, the introduction of policy becomes as important as the guardrails that are put in from the manufacturer of the software, because again, they're only looking at it from a very narrow viewpoint. From a usability standpoint, that will extend itself into policy, which is why there is a call for intervention at a government level.
Right, maybe it's time to just pump the brakes on this. Ian Marlow with cybersecurity firm FiTech Consultants, thank you so much for your expertise today.
Thank you. Have a great day.